Did you know that if you start ignoring your cat, something really unexpected will happen? If you've ever had a group of friends around to meet your cat, or yourself visited the house of a friend with a cat, then you've probably experienced this phenomenon. The humans gather, somebody spots the cat, and the cat lovers in the group all start trying to attract their attention. They offer pets, make kissy noises, and maybe even offer some food scraps as treats. The cat, however, is not to be won over. They act disinterested, and if anybody gets too close, they hiss or run away. Instead, the feline favorite at any human social gathering is always the person who least wants the cat to come near them. The one person in the group who has allergies or a phobia of cats, or some very expensive clothes in a color that contrasts terribly with cat hair. That person is the one who gets swarmed by kitties, while the cat lovers are stuck watching from afar. So what's up with this? Do cats want us to dislike them? Is treat 'em mean to keep 'em keen really the method we should be using to try and get our kitties to love us? Maybe. In this video, we're going to be looking at what might happen if you had a go at ignoring your cat. Would it destroy your relationship forever, or would it make them love you even more? But before we dive in, why not subscribe and join our feline loving community for more tips and tricks on how to care for your kitty? The psychology of feline affection. So why do cats like it so much when people play hard to get? Do they all secretly have horrible self-esteem issues? Unlikely. It's pretty clear that most cats know they're amazing. Or is it just another example of their perverse instinct to constantly do the opposite of whatever the nearest human wants them to do? Neither. From the cat's perspective, in fact, they're not the ones being weird. To them, we humans appear to be constantly either asking them to come closer or trying to get them to go away, and then bafflingly responding with annoyance or disappointment when they try to do what we want. The situation is just as frustrating from their perspective. Why do they think that? The trick is to think of things in terms of how cats communicate. Imagine two cats interacting with each other. If one kitty wants the other to go away, how will they try to communicate that? First, they might make eye contact. Cats often use direct, unblinking eye contact as a way to intimidate people and other animals. Next, they'll maybe start to move forward in an attempt to chase the other cat away. Maybe by this point they'll have started hissing or meowing in a threatening manner. Finally, if all else fails, they'll lash out with a paw. See where we're going with this? Now try imagining a human cat lover trying to interact with the cat. How do we try and communicate our desire to get a kitty to come closer? Usually, we start by making eye contact. Unlike cats, humans associate direct eye contact with being open and honest about your intentions. Next, we'll maybe start to move forward in an attempt to get closer. Finally, we'll reach out an arm to try and get a stroke. See the problem? The way that humans communicate, "I want to pet you," is the same way that cats communicate, "Go away now." What about people who don't like cats? Okay, let's go back to our two hypothetical cats. Now we're going to imagine that one cat wants to communicate that they want to hang out with the other. One of the major differences between humans and cats, a difference that causes a lot of miscommunication between our two species, is that humans evolved to be a social species from the beginning, whereas cats started off solitary and only really started being more social with each other after they were domesticated. As a result of how recently this transition happened, and cats still aren't anywhere near as social a species as humans are, their communication still hasn't caught up. As a social species, humans who want to hang out with another human will usually use a lot of outward-facing body language, trying to say, "I want to be friends with you." Cats, on the other hand, might be able to show open affection for humans or cats who they already have an established relationship with, but will generally introduce themselves to a stranger by deliberately focusing their body language away from them. At a first meeting, the closest a cat can come to saying, "I want to be friends," is by saying, "I don't want to attack you." Our hypothetical friendly cat, therefore, is going to be trying to express this by doing the exact opposite of what they'd do if they wanted to be aggressive. Avoiding eye contact, sitting at a distance, being quiet. At most, they might shoot the occasional subtle glance towards the other cat, checking to see their reaction, before quickly glancing away. This happens to be the exact same way that a human would react if they wanted to communicate to another person, or a cat, that they weren't interested in interaction. Why do cats like some people more than others? Even among cat lovers, some people seem to be more popular with our furry friends than others. If you're the kind of feline aficionado who finds yourself stuck outside the group, watching your luckier friends being lavished with affection, it might leave you feeling discouraged. Why don't cats love you as much as you love them? Is there any way that you can make yourself more appealing? Yes. Although every cat is different, they do have some likes and dislikes in common. Crucially, the most important trait in a potential new human friend, from a cat's perspective, is the ability to respect boundaries. Cats are naturally skittish creatures, having evolved in a world where they were often targeted by predators. They don't react well to people coming at them quickly or trying to touch them when they don't want to be touched. People who are popular with cats tend to come at them with slow, deliberate movements, often crouching on the ground so that they are closer to the kitty's height. They'll try to appear calm, and they'll always ask permission before touching them. How do I ask permission from a cat? Don't worry, it's easier than you think. Although your cat can't speak to you with words, there are still ways to get their consent. Try moving your hand slowly towards their head and then stopping right before you touch them. The cat will usually take the opportunity to sniff at your hand to decide if they like you. If you pass this sniff test, then the cat will raise their head as permission for you to keep on petting. If you don't, then they'll duck away and you'll have to try again next time. What might happen if I ignored my cat? It depends what you mean by ignore. If you stop giving your cat any attention whatsoever, then it won't have a positive effect. Despite their reputation for aloofness, our cats do love us, and most kitties will feel rejected and hurt if they are suddenly brushed off completely. They might even start acting out by tearing up the furnishings or peeing in the house in an attempt to express their loneliness. Taking a few steps back, however, while still giving your kitty affection when they ask for it, can be a great way to improve your relationship with your cat and give them a boost to their confidence. Cats like to take the lead in their relationships with humans. If you chase after them, then they'll at best put up with it, and at worst, start running away and actively avoiding you. Giving them a little space, however, is likely to lead to them coming up to you of their own accord, sitting nearer to you, asking for pets and attention, and possibly showing you more affection. You shouldn't think of this as getting back at your cat for not being affectionate, or tricking them into loving you more. This is about changing the way that you communicate with your cat. Remember that your kitty has almost certainly taken the time to figure out some of the ways that you communicate, learning how to respond to certain keywords or behaviors, and maybe even putting their instincts aside to communicate in a way that you can more easily understand. When you say, "Here, kitty," and they come towards you, then that's them respecting your method of communication. When they sit by a door meowing to let you know that they want you to let them out, that is them choosing to communicate verbally because they know that this is easier for you to understand than body language. Although it might feel weird ignoring your cat to get their attention, it's important to respect the way that your kitty naturally communicates. After all, they're a very special part of your life. In fact, unbeknownst to you, your cat could even be a little lifesaver. Check out this video to learn about how cats save the lives of their humans every day.